Good afternoon. My name is Sean Dillon, Professor of Theater Arts. Welcome to the University of La Verne's class of 2022 commencement ceremony. Honoring and celebrating graduates from the College of Arts and Sciences as we acknowledge our 131st year. We thank you for joining us today here in Ortmeyer Stadium. Our ceremony is being live streamed all over the world to family and friends of our graduates. Welcome to all of you. In a few minutes, the processions of our faculty and graduates will begin. In preparation for the ceremony, please be seated and remain seated to provide the best view for everyone. In addition, please silence or turn off your cell phones. There were 2,406 candidates approved for degrees this year. We will award 531 degrees out of the 655 doctoral, master, baccalaureate, and associate candidates eligible to participate in this ceremony. We gather today as a community to honor and celebrate the accomplishments of all of our graduates. Our students have been instructed to return to their seats for the duration of the ceremony after receiving their diploma. Please do not approach any of the graduates. We ask that you stay throughout this special ceremony to celebrate every graduate's moment. It has taken tremendous effort and sacrifice for each student to reach this important milestone. This is a formal ceremony. Please follow our guidelines so that we can ensure that everyone has a great experience. Please ensure that children remain in their seats, especially for their safety, and are not disruptive to the ceremonies. Contact an usher if you need assistance. Finally, at the end of the ceremony, for everyone's safety, our ushers will guide you in leaving the field in an orderly manner. The graduates will process throughout the field prior to the audience leaving. Please follow the instructions for the recessional. Please join our College of Arts and Sciences faculty for a meet and greet immediately following the ceremony in Sneaky Park. Our candidates have taken their degree work from the La Verne campus and our regional and online campuses. Leading the procession of faculty and staff, and honored to carry the university's mace in today's ceremony, is Dr. Gerard Lavatori, Professor of French. The university mace, designed with the university seal, symbolizes the authority vested in the president by our governing body, the Board of Trustees. Following the mace will be members of the Alumni Advisory Board, followed by instructors, adjunct faculty, administrators, and professional staff. The procession will continue with assistant and associate professors, followed by full tenured professors, senior managers, trustees, and the president. Faculty and administrators are either wearing custom regalia or traditional black regalia representing the colors of the alma mater. The hoods carry the colors of their field of study and the school colors of many of the nation's great universities, as well as several international institutions. The faculty and staff with the highest academic achievement are recognizable by their robes with 3 horizontal stripes on their sleeves, which designates doctorate degrees. The processional continues with platform participants that includes faculty and trustee representatives, honored guests, and chief academic and administrative officers. Last to enter the venue will be Dr. Roy Kwan, Associate Provost, and Dr. Devorah Lieberman, our President. Please join together in welcoming our distinguished stage participants, faculty, and administrative staff. The procession will now begin. In a moment, the procession of candidates will proceed into the commencement field to the familiar notes of Pomp and Circumstance marches by Sir Edward Elgar. Leading our candidates today are faculty and administrative marshals chosen by the colleges for this special honor. The first group of candidates entering are master degree candidates. The degrees of these candidates can be identified by the color of their hoods. Next will be baccalaureate candidates earning institutional honors, with the last group of candidates to enter earning a Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science right degree. All bachelor students can be recognized by their white trimmed hoods. Last to enter will be our associate candidates. Please remain seated through the formal procession of candidates. We honor and celebrate the achievements of all of our graduates today. Joining over 87,000 alumni, proudly we present our Master and Baccalaureate candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences at the University of La Verne's Class of 2022 Commencement Ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, we present the graduating class of 2022 from the College of Arts and Sciences. We want to acknowledge that we gather as the University of La Verne on the traditional land of the Tongva peoples, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it throughout the generations. Our ceremony will now proceed with the national anthem. Will you please rise, remove your caps, and face the flag on the stage for the national anthem. Performing the national anthem is Kate Correnti, who is graduating this evening with her Bachelor of Arts in Music. Please remain standing. I invite Reverend Zandra Wagoner, University Chaplain, to the podium for the invocation.
Please join me in this moment of blessing for today. We come this afternoon because a celebration is rising within us, a sound of persistence, a song of accomplishment, an energy of achievement. We come this afternoon because the joy of this day is overflowing and calls us to honor and celebrate. And so I invite you to take a moment to be connected with whatever gives you a thankful and joyful heart, whether that is beauty or God or the enlightened one or family or ancestors or Allah or the universe we all share. Humanity is blessed with a deep well of inspiration. And so let us bring our sacred, diverse perspectives and our deeply rooted values that guide and sustain us, and may they bless us in this moment. In the presence of all that is good and holy, we come thankful for our graduates, thankful for the love and support that has surrounded them in this journey, grateful for the thinking and creativity and learning and achieving which required working hard, living through struggle, finding one's rhythm, and growing more fully into one's own. We come this afternoon because a celebration is rising within us, a song of accomplishment, a sound of persistence, an energy of achievement. May our celebration be deeply blessed by this joy. Amen.
Please be seated. We welcome Board of Trustees member Peter Hidalgo for a special message on behalf of the university's Board of Trustees and the faculty and staff of the University of La Verne.
Good evening. Family, friends, faculty, graduates, welcome to the University of La Verne's 2022 commencement ceremony. As a trustee, as a member of the Board of Trustees of this great university, it is an honor to be here to celebrate your hard working and the candidates that are here present from the College of Arts and Sciences. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, the administration, and the staff, please join us in a round of applause for our soon-to-be graduates. Thank you very much. This is a proud day for them, but the success is not theirs alone. For those of you in the audience, your care, your sacrifice, and your support carried them to this place in their lives. You share in today's joy. Every candidate here today has made a lasting contribution to the University of La Verne's diverse educational community, whether on Central Campus, whether at a regional campus, or through our online program. Your disclosures, your scholarship, your friendship supported a robust and vibrant learning environment, and we are forever grateful. Now, as a graduate, you become a global citizen prepared to contribute to the betterment of this world. As you do so, I encourage you to hold tight the values that drew you to the University of La Verne in the first place: ethical reasoning, diversity and inclusivity, lifelong learning, and civic and community engagement. They are going to guide your way. And whether your next steps are around the world or around the block, one point on your compass will never change. From today forward, you will forever be alumni of this great university. A Leo for life, we say. Congratulations for all that you have accomplished. Congratulations on this commencement day from the University of La Verne. Now, I'm delighted to introduce to you Dr. Deborah Lieberman, the 18th president of the University of La Verne. President Lieberman is a nationally recognized, nationally known leader and educator, and will preside over today's ceremony. Join me in welcoming her to the podium.
Good afternoon, graduates. Oh my gosh. Let's start all over. Good afternoon, graduates and families. Let's hear it. It is a day of celebration. First, I'd like to thank Trustee Hidalgo for that beautiful introduction. This is his first commencement as a trustee at the University of La Verne. Let's show him a La Verne welcome. We have another trustee joining us this afternoon, Sue Searing. Thank you very much for your years and years of service at the University of La Verne. And I'd like to recognize one more person. We have in our audience today the father of one of our graduates who is from Qatar, just flew in, the ambassador to Pakistan. Thank you, Ambassador Al-Ansari. And we all want to come to Qatar for FIFA. Let's make that happen. So graduates, family and friends, welcome to today's commencement ceremony. It's an honor to be with you. Why? Because we're celebrating you. It's all about you today. You are the graduates of the University of La Verne classes of winter 2022 and spring 2022. Let's hear it for that. Today, this afternoon, we feel joy and pride as we congratulate each graduate on their tremendous milestone. Graduates, I'm speaking to you. You reached this milestone with the love and support of your family and your friends. This day belongs to you, and it belongs to your loved ones who've been with you every step of the way, from when you came face-to-face, through COVID, today back face-to-face. Before we go any further, graduates, turn to your loved ones all around you and applaud them. Today, we celebrate you, as I've said, as you begin the next chapter in your life, both professionally and personally. Each academic year, I ask incoming students, when they're coming in as a freshman, a transfer student, a graduate student, I ask them to think about their personal mission and their purpose in life. I don't say what's your major, I say, what's your mission? I remind them to hold on to their mission and their dreams and to stay focused on the legacy that you want to create for the rest of the world, for the rest of your life. Many of you may remember when we had those conversations, either at orientation or walking around campus. Since March 2020, the pandemic forced us to examine how we live and how we work. Society was forced to adapt in order to survive the pressures set forth by this amazing pandemic that isn't quite over yet. The pandemic and other societal pressures are facing us all as we move into our next chapters. For many of us, many, if not all of us, these last 2 years have spotlighted what we find important in life, how we choose to interact with the people around us. It challenged us to embrace technology. I never thought I'd embrace technology, but I have these last 2 years in this new virtual world. And for many, having to make the difficult decision to stay home in order to protect the health and safety of our children and our loved ones. Today, I encourage you, I implore you, I ask you to incorporate what you've learned during the pandemic into your daily life moving forward. Embrace your resiliency and strength during times of ambiguity, and do this with grace, with respect, and with compassion for others. Be generous, be kind. You, graduates, you must lead by example. You must be your best selves so that we can follow you. Graduates, as you leave here today, know that you will continue to be one of the greatest treasures of the University of La Verne. Our university, and I say this with complete authenticity, our university will forever be an extension of your home. You have honed the values, the knowledge, and the skills for what I call the La Verne advantage. This will further help you to pursue your purpose, your mission, and your place in life. Graduates, this is your time. Make every moment count. Think big, accomplish much, and always remember to give back to those following behind you. Help them as others have helped you. Keep the light of your intellectual curiosity burning brightly. I have confidence that each and every one of you has a limitless capacity for positive contributions to the world and countless prospects to lead a productive and fulfilling life. As I have said, be your best self as you move forward into your next chapter. Graduates, I am proud, so very proud, to call you esteemed alumni from the University of La Verne. You are Leos for life. Congratulations. And now, I would like to invite the remarkable Dr. Shannon Matthews, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, to present the formal introduction of our amazing commencement speaker. Dean Matthews.
It is my distinct honor to introduce the College of Arts and Sciences commencement speaker, Deborah A. Santiago. Deborah is Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of Excelencia in Education, a Latina-led research organization dedicated to accelerating Latino student success in higher education. For more than 20 years, she has led research and evidence-based practices and strategies at national levels to improve educational opportunities for Latino and all students. She has addressed federal legislation issues in higher education at the Congressional Research Service and informed program and policy implementation at the U.S. Department of Education. She also has served as the Deputy Director of the White House Initiatives on Educational Excellence for Hispanic Americans and has involved herself in the community in a myriad of ways. Please welcome Deborah A. Santiago.
You can see who's short here. Okay, all right. Congratulations, graduates, and felicidades on the many successes that have led you to this day, a day honoring your many accomplishments through graduation. And thank you for including me in your celebration. It is an honor to share this stage and recognize the 2022 College of Arts and Science graduates with so many others who are committed to making a positive difference in our communities, our nation, and our world. After one too many weddings where I had to dress up to match other people, I told my friends and family that I had retired as a bridesmaid and dressing to match others. And yet here I am, wearing cap and gown and matching many of you. I jest. The significance of this attire, of the pomp and circumstance, of your accomplishments that bring us all here today, is a powerful reminder that you are part of a community. You may dress alike in this moment, but each of you has your own unique journey and path that got you here and that you will forge as you move going forward. I have been honored this year to be part of several graduations from different perspectives. I'm on the Board of Visitors at my alma mater, and to be able to return and serve the institution that opened my mind and my path to so many opportunities, and to see the graduates light up as they receive their diploma, and to hear their families shout with joy, fills me with delight and gratitude. Next week, I will sit in the audience with so many other families as my nephew graduates from high school. I've been practicing my vocal exercises to make sure of the 750 graduates that he hears us. And today I am with you, so inspired by the stories I have heard about you and your educational journeys to this moment, and the promise of so much that you will contribute to your families, your community, and all of us. I have followed the leadership of the University of La Verne for years, back when I lived in California. I'm in Washington, D.C. now, and first heard about this special gem of a university. And I remember first meeting President Lieberman another Deborah, Devora, but with a V, and thinking, she spells her name the way my family says my name. You know, those B's are pronounced as V's in Spanish. And then I met her, and we are definitely kindred spirits beyond our names. As I prepared for this moment, I went back to the University of Learn website and read something that President Lieberman just mentioned. It says, the university is dedicated to the belief that a quality, values-based education enriches the human condition by engendering community engagement, scholarly accomplishment, and professionalism. As University of Learn graduates today, I see the embodiment of that belief, the promise for our families, and the hope of our communities. I resonate to the beliefs espoused by the University of Laverne. I co-founded Excelencia in Education 18 years ago, leading a national effort that unapologetically starts discussions about the importance of transforming higher education to better and more intentionally serve students, and starting that conversation with Latino students. Now, we don't exclude others, but time and again, talking about Latinos, we are a footnote or an aside. We want to reframe the same old tired discourse in public policy that neglects to focus on who the students of today are and those of tomorrow. And they are increasingly post-traditional. They look like those here and less like those that are making those decisions. Being with you also makes me reflect on how I got to where I am today. When I graduated, starting a national nonprofit was not what I had planned for my career. In fact, after each job I had, I was more confident of what I didn't want to do professionally than what I wanted to do. But here I am. I've worked at local, community, state, national, and federal levels and learned a great deal. However, I always kind of felt like an outsider. As a Latina, military brat, an economist, a policy analyst, a data nerd, I embrace that. I think it's important. I was too often, and frankly, often too much today, I can be the only person of color in a room that's informing national policy. And the focus on Latinos was either non-existent then or was very deficit-based. We were the problem, and we needed to just change to accommodate the system. That's not how I saw the world. I believe what describes us does not divide us unless we let that happen, and we cannot. Those making policy and funding decisions were ignorant. And, ignorance means something you can do something about. Stupidity, there's not a lot you can do about that one. But those who were ignorant of our strength and potential and made decisions based on previous experiences that excluded us were not serving us. I saw opportunities to frame the context from a deficit-based to a strength-based approach, to inform the discussion, to include the growing Latino population, and compel positive and value-centered action. That's why we started Excelencia in Education. And when we started it, we had a verbal commitment from a funder for $1 million, and then they reneged. So we started Excelencia in Education with a $16,000 contract. We gave ourselves a year to see if we could make it work, and we have built this organization on a public stage where there is no rule book. I don't know that we've always gotten it right, but we are committed to working with others to make a positive difference. And there's always been plenty of naysayers, in Spanish, los cangrejos, right? But our commitment to work with those intentionally serving students, not just enrolling them, and who are fulfilling the social contract they made with every single student who chose to enroll at their institution to help them meet their goals of a quality education, continues to expand. And institutions like the University of Laverne and you, as graduates of this great institution, are shining examples of what is possible when you work with those of common cause. I remember one time when I was facing a barrage of critics, I did say I worked in Washington, D.C., right? Yeah. That a friend said to me, "You were like the man in the arena." And I said, "What? I am not the man." And they referred me to a quote by Theodore Roosevelt, former President of the United States, in a speech he made in 1910. entitled Citizenship in the Republic. The man in the arena is someone who is heavily involved in a situation that requires courage, skill, or tenacity, as opposed to someone sitting on the sidelines and watching. I'd like to read you the quote. I think it's relevant to your graduation today. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows, in the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. At Excellencia, we've worked with, learned from, and advocated on behalf of so many. And while we started with that $16,000 contract, we're so grateful that this past year we received a $10 million gift from Mackenzie Scott and Dan Jewett, 18 years after we started. And there's been a lot to celebrate, and yet there's so much more that needs to get done. I know I'm a person of privilege because I have a college education. Today, less than 1 in 4 Latino adults has a bachelor's degree or higher, and less than 1 in 2 adults in this country has the same. And I was raised to believe to whom much has been given, much is expected. We must create opportunity for others as a legacy and as a responsibility. On your graduation, I share a few thoughts for your consideration. If you care about something and can't find a venue to address it, create it. Take time to determine what you value and what you can live with. It is essential, and it will be essential, when you're working against the status quo and those resistant to sharing power or to change. Be flexible and adaptive to opportunities you hadn't considered, and know when to draw the line for yourself. No one owes you anything. Work hard for what you earn, and don't let anyone minimize what you have worked hard for. Celebrate your successes, share your challenges, and learn from your failures. Have and give grace. Even if you don't agree with others or believe they deserve it, we can all use some grace in a challenging world. Focus on working with allies to create a tipping point for change rather than frustrating yourself with those that will never consider your perspective. And finally, I think we need to all be the change that we want to see. It's up to us. I wish you all the success as you make your way in the world, and now you will make a positive difference in the lives of others as the University of La Verne and your colleagues have with you. Adelante. Thank you.
Deborah, thank you so much for your wisdom and and someday we can call you Devora. Thank you for your wisdom and your words to our graduates. Today, in recognition for your accomplishments, you will be presented with the highest degree issued at our university. I'd like to call up Dr. Kwan and Trustee Hidalgo to help with this special presentation. So, Deborah, you need to be hooded. So, yes, you can together hood her. Okay.
Do you want me over there or over here?
And while they hood you,
Gracias. Thank you.
we'll mail this to you, Deborah. You don't have to take this on the plane. So I'd like to read the recommendation from the Board of Trustees. The University of La Verne, the Board of Trustees, upon the recommendation of its faculty, confer upon Deborah A. Santiago the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining, given at La Verne, California, this 27th day of May, 2022. Dr. Santiago, congratulations. Thank you so much. Oh, Deborah, sorry. She forgot something. Okay. I forgot something.
Oh,
Okay, the photo.
the photo.
Right there. Oh, yeah. How do you want to stand? Just a little bit like that, okay? Right there, guys. Nice big smile. Right there. Don't get so excited. There you go, right there. Yeah!
All right, thank you.
Roy?
Hey everyone, I'm Roy Kwan, Associate Provost of the University. President Lieberman, thank you. It's my pleasure and privilege as Associate Provost to present to you the candidates here assembled who have qualified in all respects for their respective degree program at the University of La Verne. They have been recommended by the faculty and confirmed by the Board of Trustees to be awarded appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic accomplishments. Will all faculty representative of the degree programs being conferred this evening from the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? Yeah, that's you guys. President Lieberman, the faculty and I are pleased to present these candidates who will qualify as appropriate for the following degrees: Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Associate of Arts.
Thank you, Associate Provost Roy Kwan. With recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me as President by the Board of Trustees and the State of California, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree for which you have qualified, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. We welcome you, graduates, to the company of educated persons who are now alumni of this remarkable university, the University of La Verne. And now, will all faculty and staff please be seated? Baccalaureate candidates, please be seated. I think you were supposed to be standing, so stay seated. Master's candidates, please, I'm just reading the script, remain standing. So let me change that to master's candidates, please stand.
Good evening. My name is Leticia Arellano Morales, Professor of Psychology. It gives me great pride to present this group of students receiving the degree of Master of Science in Athletic Training, Master of Science in Marriage and Family Therapy, Master of Science in Clinical Psychology, and Master of Science in Physician Assistant Practice. I invite these master graduates to the platform to be recognized.
Diana Perez. John Anthony Bobby. Diane Mordoki. Nicole Kathleen Hernandez. Megan Ashley Davis. Elias Imad Fakhori. Katie Lynn Richardson. Rebecca Bobadilla. Lauren Edith Marie Garrison. Erica Catherine DeLeon. London Deshaun Richmond. Michael Taylor Allen. Derek Ryan Ramirez. George Raul Torres. Ryan Michael Ingram. Amy Renee Prescott. Maliha Tasheen Abbas. Gwendolyn Hale McInnes. Neda Awad. Brent Michael Blumenthal. Megan Jordan Sudakawa. Rachel Camille Bench. And your final master's candidate, Shima Eshmaeli.
I'm Jason Needleman, professor of political science. Thank you, thank you. Love you guys. I have the honor of presenting your 2022 student commencement speaker. Kasimi Childress is a man whose reputation precedes him, literally. I've been asked several times, do you know this guy, Kasimi? And pretty much every time I say a version of this, I do, and when he graduates, he should be our commencement speaker. I've never met anyone who embodies the university's core values more than Kasimi Childress. He has a very distinctive, even unique background and set of life experiences, and he connects with everyone in his orbit, learning from other people and supporting them. That's diversity and inclusivity. He is a very distinctive. When he took my class in political theory, I think he was a little intimidated. I don't think he'd encountered anything quite like it, but he sent me drafts and worked as hard as he could to learn as much as he could. That's lifelong learning. He declined more money at a law firm to work with at-risk youth for the same organization that supported him when he was a child. That's civic and community engagement. He understands the importance of pursuing not just happiness, but meaning and excellence, and that the only way to do that is to care about something bigger than yourself. That's ethical reasoning. Please join me in welcoming your 2022 College of Arts and Sciences undergraduate student commencement speaker, Kasimi Childress.
How's everybody doing tonight? I'm doing well, thank you. Look, first off, I just want to take the time to say thank you all who have made it out, all of our distinguished guests, family, the faculty, and my fellow class of 2022. It is an honor to stand here before you as we celebrate this momentous occasion together. For those of you who do not know me, thank you for the introduction. Dr. Needleman, my name is Kasimi. Now, before we get into it, I must say that I would not be in this position that I am today had it not been for a choice that a woman had made in 2009 to take a foster child out of a group home and become that person's mother. My mom, Linda Childress, my dad, Fred Bates, my brothers, Cameron and Quincy, his beautiful wife, Esme, the nonprofit, my brothers and sister, Eunice and Brandon, who's in the front, and my beautiful girlfriend, Shantae. I am beyond blessed to have each and every one of you, and would not be here had it not been for all of you. Now, graduates, it is without question that all of your hard work has brought you to this moment. We face many challenges, academically, professionally, yet through it all, we made it. For some of you, school is over, and you'll be moving forward on to become professionals. Others of you will continue your education, becoming future scholars, educators, leaders. No matter what the future holds for any of us, remember that we are here because of those who have brought us here, our families, our friends, our professors, significant others, all of those unsung individuals who are sitting behind you. Remember to continue to love those and thank those for their continual love and support of us. For without them, we wouldn't be here. You've heard the saying that it takes a village to raise a child. The same applies to raising and uplifting a community. We as a graduating class have already made it our responsibility to build and become pillars within our families, our communities, and beyond. Let us continue to do so unto future endeavors. Let us continue to link arms with the younger generation and help them navigate the same systems we've navigated. Let us strive to become better communicators, better leaders, better role models, and better pillars in our society. You guys, thank you so much for having me. This means a lot. I'm super proud to have shared this journey with each and every one of you. Thank you.
You're amazing. So you touch me. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Associate Professor Elaine Padilla, The following candidates are representative of the highest academic achievers within the undergraduate student body. Candidates eligible for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science receiving university honors of cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude, please rise and come to the platform to be recognized. Let's share this proud moment as we present their honor cords and diplomas on stage.
Kasimi Childress, magna cum laude.
Aya Kifa Samara, summa cum laude. Esselana Marie McMenamin, cum laude.
Kaylee Renee DeMarkey.
Adam Timothy Pepper, summa cum laude. Rachel Ann Kendrick, magna cum laude.
Anna Karen Hernandez, cum laude.
Christina Marie Klimek, cum laude.
Sabrina Leah Monfils, magna cum laude.
Gavin Jeffrey Chi, cum laude.
Darcy Melissa McPherson, magna cum laude.
Amy Ordaz, summa cum laude.
Magdalena Mora, cum laude. Sarah Rose Winsky, cum laude. Aaron Michael Villalobos, cum laude. Kate Elizabeth Correnti, summa cum laude.
Trisha May Baines, cum laude.
Emily Kate Gozdanian.
Sierra Dallas Espinoza, cum laude.
Tasneem Krazat, cum laude.
Krista Jane Huey, summa cum laude.
Jacqueline Nicole Murphy, summa cum laude.
Marlene Stephanie Blanco, summa cum laude.
Jaslyn Emil Johnson, cum laude.
Christina Annabelle Castaneda, summa cum laude.
Natalie Maldonado, cum laude.
Dora Lynn Varner, cum laude.
Vanessa Maldonado, cum laude.
Ashley Nicole Huerta, magna cum laude.
Lauren Ross Trugero, cum laude.
Gabriela Michelle Madrano, cum laude.
Christy Renee Ambrise, cum laude.
Dashe Siobhan Allen, summa cum laude.
Caitlin Rose Jensen, summa cum laude.
Quinn Jarjor, magna cum laude.
Genesis Giselle Jovel, cum laude.
Zainab Zara Rizvi, summa cum laude.
Greta Christine Trailer, cum laude.
Vanessa Garcia, summa cum laude.
Alyssa Serena Linares, cum laude.
Masa Muna Shah, summa cum laude.
David Arnulfo Regoza, magna cum laude.
Christina Nicole Mariana, summa cum laude.
Michael Anthony Rodriguez, summa cum laude.
Jessica Jasmine Contreras, cum laude.
Alexander Rivera Posegangre, cum laude.
Taha Chakar Mustafa, summa cum laude.
Kiabet Celeste Corona, cum laude.
Randall Roy Rulas, summa cum laude.
Joshua Nathaniel Turner, summa cum laude.
Quinn Randall Hanna, cum laude.
Isabel Yasmin Cartouche, cum laude.
Lillian Marie Kinder, magna cum laude.
Hannah Rose Kokash, summa cum laude.
Hannah Mary Yerger, cum laude.
Emma Nicole Garcia, summa cum laude.
Ariana Kelly Govea, cum laude.
Hala May Rosero, cum laude.
Alyssa K. Smiley, summa cum laude.
Anna Rebecca Pixton, magna cum laude.
Grace Alana Crowther, cum laude.
Baron Louis Vistan Lucas, summa cum laude.
Catherine Ann Burleson, cum laude.
Megan Marie DeBoard, magna cum laude.
McKenna Yolanda Nuno, cum laude.
Maya Lee Benishek, summa cum laude.
Caroline Tess Schulte, magna cum laude. Shannon Lee Stamps, summa cum laude.
Jacques Andrew Deasy, summa cum laude.
Marlene Maria Boyce, summa cum laude.
Hugo Inaga Villanueva, cum laude.
Brianna Stephanie Torres Fernandez, summa cum laude.
Madison Catherine Tellier, cum laude.
Vicky Ashley Torres Fernandez, summa cum laude.
Olivia Marie Magby, cum laude.
Natalie Alexis Reyes, summa cum laude.
Felicia Cristina Arispe, magna cum laude.
Lauren Ariella Miranda, magna cum laude.
Jonathan Allen Olvera, cum laude.
Elvira Taryn Gonzalez, cum laude.
Alondra Camacho, magna cum laude.
Marina Raquel Gutierrez, cum laude.
Ariadna Shimara Molina Sessin, cum laude.
Chasey Nicole Santos, magna cum laude.
Daniela Nicole Vasquez, magna cum laude.
Kristen Cian Capabasso, cum laude.
Jacqueline Trinidad Gonzalez, cum laude.
Josue Caleb Hernandez, summa cum laude.
Evelyn Quintero, cum laude.
Evan James Soriano Nario, summa cum laude.
Lauren Elizabeth Gonzalez, summa cum laude.
Samuel Kupets, magna cum laude.
Joseph Adam Montelongo, cum laude.
Rosa Elvira Leong, cum laude.
Elizabeth Nahar, cum laude.
Bianca Rose Reyes, summa cum laude.
Monica Virginia Medell, magna cum laude.
Jasmine Juseli Mejia Carrillo, magna cum laude.
Sarah Francine Serrano, magna cum laude.
Barbara J. Tabillo Manriquez, cum laude.
Melody Rose Blazauskas, cum laude.
Emma Lee Zavala, cum laude.
Kristen Michaela Reed, summa cum laude.
Dylan James Atkins, magna cum laude.
Hector Martin Soriano, summa cum laude.
Kayla Alicia Garcia, summa cum laude.
Emily Jeanette Zapata, cum laude.
Shelby Lorraine Lindsley, summa cum laude.
Regina Miranda Gonzalez, magna cum laude.
Samantha Marie Stefanoff, summa cum laude.
Valeria Sanchez Jimenez, cum laude.
Kylie Janelle Hicks, summa cum laude.
Zulileli Escobar, cum laude.
Yuen Ho, cum laude.
Emily Gutierrez, magna cum laude.
Eric Plumeta, magna cum laude.
Jadel Kaylee Herbert, magna cum laude.
Jennifer Ascension, summa cum laude.
Omar Maher Manajra, magna cum laude.
Natalie Garcia, cum laude.
Jacqueline Huerta, summa cum laude.
Daniela Stefania Salazar, cum laude.
Vanessa Maria Vargas, summa cum laude.
Amelia Ruth Bronson, magna cum laude.
Kayla Christine Youssef, summa cum laude.
Alondra Campos, cum laude.
Shirley Guadalupe Aviles Morgado, magna cum laude.
Sebastian Abdon Ibarra, summa cum laude.
Carla Risk, summa cum laude.
Macy Taylor Neff, cum laude.
Stephanie Azeret Flores Martinez, summa cum laude.
Vera Yunchai, summa cum laude.
Madvi Choda, cum laude.
Ryan Jeffrey Lahotsky, summa cum laude.
Sean Patrick Costello, magna cum laude.
Jason Sterling Suhu, cum laude.
Kevin Jia Hong Liu, magna cum laude.
Sumiko Ala Raduski, cum laude.
Riley James Davis Lizardo, magna cum laude.
Brianna Nicole Kiffin, magna cum laude.
Zachary Alexander Hesse, magna cum laude.
Brian Charles Carson, cum laude.
Gabriel Mark Weiss, cum laude.
Frankie Ray Sanchez, summa cum laude.
Natalie Rose Cerna, summa cum laude.
Elias Ibrahim Kal, summa cum laude.
Emily Elizabeth Quinoy, summa cum laude.
Roberto Alejandra Solis, magna cum laude.
Kayla Jean Davis, magna cum laude.
Alexandra Teal Hauk, summa cum laude.
Harley Ann Randazzo, magna cum laude.
Katerina Isabel Arce, magna cum laude.
Frankie Nicole Gilbert, magna cum laude.
Aline Milagro Muro, cum laude.
Matthew Isaac Arriola, cum laude.
Martina Marie Perez, summa cum laude.
Bailey Madison Macias, cum laude.
Charnpreet Kaur Thakur, summa cum laude. Nadine Kong, summa cum laude. Emily Ortega Martinez, magna cum laude. Jacqueline C. Beltran, cum laude. Christopher Andrew Aguirre, cum laude. Justine Martin, summa cum laude. Jacob Ryan Barriga, magna cum laude. Erica Arellano, cum laude. Jessica Rose Stepanian, summa cum laude. Angus James Keowaumahi, Marisburg, cum laude. Yadira Yosemite Quintera, summa cum laude. Jenna Renee De Leon, summa cum laude. Melanie M. Bloomfield, summa cum laude. And the last honors bachelor, Annabelle Kate McGinnis.
All Bachelor of Right and Associate of Arts candidates, please rise. It gives me great pride to present this group of candidates receiving their degrees today. I invite all Baccalaureate Right and Associate of Arts candidates to please come to the platform to be recognized. Please be seated until your section is directed to the stage by the marshals.
Stand by. Angelina Victoria Montgomery.
Kelly Joe Shane.
Kelly Michelle Sandoval. Anthony Henry Martinez.
Taylor Marie Correa.
Stephanie Danielle Gutierrez.
Anthony Charlie Alvarado.
Juliana Diamond Duran.
Liliana Gois.
Sydney Faith Estrada.
Corey Ire.
David Rafael Gonzalez.
Joseph Bubba Whitmer.
Emily G. Lai.
Trevor E. Goulet.
Nathaniel Owenby.
Derek Joseph Guzman.
Roxanne Iliosa Espinosa.
Kevin Alexander Cabrera.
Jessica Carrillo.
Charles Wayne Shipman Jr.,
Sophia Kirsten Rumar.
Oscar Ariel Horta,
Catherine Rose Ladouceur.
Troy Stephen Vance,
Christopher Lawrence Garcia.
Marisol Anti,
Alyssa Monet Tyravan.
Kazara Raquel Hernandez Fowler,
Luke C. Sanchez.
Elaine Lazos,
Brianna Danita Collins.
Stephanie Marie Fuller,
Isabel Amasquita.
Carlos Orlando Chavarria,
Jasmine Venegas.
Cecilia Olivia Rodriguez,
Andrew Guevara.
Judy Ann Davila,
Brittany Janzel Hooks.
Araceli E. Jauregui,
Nashina Marie Rains.
Tajri Kendra Boldeen,
Lucy Elizabeth Baker.
Theo Oscar Liu.
Carly Leanne Johnson.
Michelle Brianna Danto.
Madison Ann Estelle Zuleski.
Zachary Michael Burkhart.
Michelle Cornejo.
Daniela Marian Lemus.
Estelle Rose Smith.
Alyssa Chieko Ono.
Caitlin Dawn Ditzler.
Rachel Marie Friend.
Samuel De Los Angeles.
Mary Michelle Michaelian.
Jalen Chantel Kofer.
Brianna Denise Morales.
Got it.
Kayla Alexis Rubio.
Nicholas Hunter Freeman.
Monica Garcia Silva.
Carolina Cecina.
Kendall Danae Clark Davis.
Caitlin Renee Higgins.
Ashton Tyler Berry.
Skylar McKenna Bowles.
Kennedy Ray Bonner.
Christopher Shea Sandoval.
Michael Josiah Guerrero.
Candace Natalie Montoya.
Trevor Rowan McPherson.
Jacqueline Malik Deep.
Diego Prisciliano Garcia.
Lauren Michelle Lamelli.
Devin Cordell Patterson Jr.
Evelyn Acosta.
Arthur Nathaniel Delgado.
Katie Ann Ludwig.
Zachary Raymond Garcia.
Stephanie Rayanne Martinez.
Nathaniel Ernesto Sagastume.
Vanessa Rodriguez.
Kari Jaleel Sanders.
Benjamin E. Aguilera Jr.
Javante Aaron Akeem Hill.
Elisa Brooke Novo.
Sinai Anselmo Enoch.
Azucena Celita Acosta.
Isaiah Darian Knox.
Lauren Nicole Glancy.
Colin Chase Whittington.
Eva Marie Vilches Fortunic.
Jaylene Onassis Gutierrez.
Guillermo A. Ocasio.
Joshua Clement Ponce.
Sona Augustarian.
Dominic K. Sanchez.
Ashley Garcia.
Alexandra Gabriela Bautista.
Samantha Sanchez.
Jocelyn Marie Hernandez.
Bianca Carolina Sanchez.
Alexis Amaris Cardenas.
Victoria Tavera.
Mia Jane Tade.
Andrew Brian Haynes.
Crystal Everly Alvarez.
Edith Nikte Okana.
Liliana Rose Hernandez.
Gloria Huerta.
Alyssa Monet Breseda Garcia.
Brenda Ortiz.
Christina Francis Rodriguez.
I know more. Tiffany Elizabeth Lucero Lopez.
Brianna Wincy Moyer.
Irma R. Vargas.
Carly Bell Nicholson.
Juliana de la Rosa Guzman.
Karina Baca.
Mónica María Martínez.
Samantha Jacqueline Sandoval.
Brianna Aileen González.
Sitiali Elizabeth Grande Corral.
Ivani Kumar.
Amanda Mayra Ontiveros.
Emily Ann Dicado.
Angie Nicole Lopez Yepes.
Chloe Michelle Frescas.
Nathaniel Arthur Murieta.
Edith Navarro.
Desiree Eileen Delgadillo.
Cindy Michelle Gonzalez.
Colin Andrew Kopic.
Viviana Moraima Reina.
Caitlin Rose Deves.
Alyssa Marie Valdez.
Kylie Nicole Mock.
Vanessa Love Romero.
Alyssa Kiana Martinez.
Alexis Nicole Ortiz.
Andrea Ofelia Baron.
Shelby Jennifer Johnson.
Nastasia Rebecca Casino.
Michael Bassem Nazar.
Sylvia Chatipus Satari.
Jorge Antonio Garcia.
Adeline Yanet Perez.
Brian Ignacio Garibay.
Jasmine Teresa Banuelos.
Emily M. Arenal.
Natalie Torres Cruz.
Olivia Marie Troud.
Jasmine Serrano.
Elizabeth Guadalupe Villa.
Joel M. Reyes.
Hennessy's Caitlin Fitzgerald.
Joshua Shane Bruner.
Natalia de la Luz Hernandez.
Jennifer Trejo.
Desiree Danielle Nunez.
5 to go.
Brianna Lynette Gutierrez.
Stephanie Valdovinos.
4 to go.
Josue Ivan Hernandez.
3 to go.
Kenna Kamalani Napu Onoa.
Trevor Stephen Ichiki.
2 to go.
Yulisa Lilibel Ariaga Aguilar.
Sam Shock.
1 to go.
Destiny Summer Dominguez.
Josue Cuellar.
Oscar Osvaldo Alvarez.
Natalia Nicole Carrillo.
Renee Gonzalez.
Ashley Acosta.
Matthew James Peterson.
Jennifer Dawn Tafoya Yandel. Jonathan Ray Garcia.
Ileana Maley Griffiths.
Valerie Valadez.
Maximiliano Rodriguez.
Rashonda Moore Taylor.
Daniel Ignacio Ramos.
Tanine Erica Griffin.
George Anthony Gonzalez.
Jonathan Brokaw.
Patrick Michael Petrosian.
Brittany Marie Barner.
Joshua Hal Klein.
Alma L. Martinez.
Siobhan Kendrell Jackson.
Julian Jimenez Gonzaga.
Haley Aaron Egan's.
Natasha McKeown.
Samantha Grace Villarreal.
Ashley Courtney Spicer.
Kiani Kristen Solis.
Lakeisha Amanda Ora Red.
Amal Kulab.
Abdul Rahman Kaur.
Michelle Hatcher.
Giselle Lopez Huerta.
Pablo César Delgado Arrambide.
Rebecca Dale Fisher.
Mackay Robert Simmons.
Renee Elisa Loera.
Nicholas Michael Montesino Flores.
Vanessa Plasencia.
Francisco Javier Villagomez Luna.
Roxanne Cabral.
Michael Douglas Stain.
Malik Winston Ngozi Bo.
Elias Ramiro Gonzalez.
Pedro Guillermo Asensio.
Alexis Brianna Garcia.
Christopher Maldonado.
Caitlin Valdovinos.
Edward Kiyoshi Masuda.
Nereida Coral Zacarias.
Atlee George Pollock.
Christopher Thomas Dunn.
Nicholas Ceballos.
Sergio Adame.
William A. Von Borstel.
Brianna Marie Gilson.
Nathaniel James Mendiola.
Mary Sol Mendoza Sarao.
Eric Abran Escabel.
Maria Paula Novoa.
Aaron Joseph Ariano.
Josephine Lucia Marquez.
Adrian Torres Cano.
Fel Nikolai McCoy.
Christy Marie Sanchez.
Marco Antonio Rodas Torres.
Angela Maravi Garcia.
Alondra Zuniga.
Stephanie Mary Cachadurian.
Marissa Margaret Perez.
Noha Khalid Fakuri.
Caitlin Faith Barber.
Hannah Hamida.
Aaron Renee Renda.
Johnny Michael Maese.
Noel Papillon Yokana Nejad.
Kevin Matthew Mermani.
Stanley Eugene Whitley.
Antonio Jose Monteroso.
Juan Carlos Sanchez.
Jessica Medina.
Allison Grace Veal.
Pamela Kim Sanders.
Andrea Sanchez.
Leslie Huerta.
Sarah Nicole Arizu.
Melissa Ochoa.
Emily Elizabeth Alvarez.
Rihanna Miranda Saldivar.
Brienne Noelani Lillian Toyoshiba.
Natalie Basilia Rose Lamoth.
Giselle I. Quinones.
Carla Diana Gochi.
Clarissa Monique Tinoco.
Andres Ili Camacho.
PEK Renee Kahali Clemens.
Jesus Andres Ramirez.
Jocelyn Danielle Portillo.
Alexia Haley Alvarez.
Desiree Alexandra Solis.
Sofia Isabella Sanchez.
Corina Relas.
Monica Cuevas Hernandez.
Alexis Gracie Moreno. Jacob Rafael Hernandez.
Jesus Emasael Espanosa Valenzuela.
Bethany de Anda Segura.
William Zeus Hardy.
Alyssa Monique Arreola.
Isaiah Andrew Goody.
Michael Rene Ibarra.
Zion Tyler Grant Freeman.
Jason Emiliano Juarez.
Destiny Dora Baltazar.
Vincent Jordan Rojas.
Christine Florinda Diaz.
5 to go, Randy.
Alfredo Sebastian Fry.
Shira O'Neill Abend.
Gerald Evan Terry.
Valentina Lisa Galiotto.
3 to go.
Dean Brian Watson.
Linda Janet Barbosa.
2 to go.
Jairo Ernesto Chavez.
Andrew Joseph Gutierrez.
1 to go.
Benjamin William Cruz.
George David Cortez.
Ivania Reyes.
Mohammed Mishal Ansari.
Miguel Ángel Espinosa.
Kane Ruiz.
Kelvin Miguel Maradiaga.
Nicholas Drake Zamora.
Angelica M. Grew.
Jessica Marisol Reyes.
Luis Enrique Delgado.
Tiana Lewis.
Shane Ginadaza.
Nicholas Raja.
Devin Rodriguez.
Anissa Janae Shelton.
Michael Joseph Sequeira.
Lester Dion Harvey.
Savannah Celeste McDonald.
Neverly Ann S. Hill. Marisol Leal. Madeline Jean Ibarra. Macon E. Moore. Joselle Victoria Magdaleno. Rudy Anthony Nunez. Matthew M. Wasaf. Monique Nicole Ochoa Plensky. Danielle Michelle Hernandez. Guadalupe Lizette Ramirez Rodriguez. Carla Gonzalez. Quincy Lamar Booker. Jacob Adam Freeman. Brianna Monet Brendan. Heather Marie Curtis. Natalia Alexandria Huchetsvili. And last but not least, John Calvo Jr.
Wow. Well, let's give a round of applause for all of our graduates. Wow. You've heard a lot of speeches today. You've heard a lot of advice. You've heard a lot of wisdom. Before we move toward the end of our commencement, let me leave you with a couple more pieces, short pieces of wisdom. First is, every single one of you has a story. As you heard from Kasimi and his story, from foster to this beautiful family. Every one of you has a story. Never forget from where you came. Never forget your story. You are all assets. You are never deficits. Your story matters. Remember also that you're going to break glass ceilings that you never even thought existed. The University of La Verne is 130 years old. This isn't about me. However, I'm the first female president in 130 years. Why am I telling you that? Because it's my responsibility to not be the last female president or the last first at this university. I'm telling you this because you will break many glass ceilings. You will be the first in a profession, in a career, in a particular area. But I ask you, if you are the first, which you will be, never be the last. It's your responsibility to pay it forward. You can clap for that one. That's you. We're talking about you and your stories. And now, graduates, please rise. There's a beautiful, beautiful tradition across the country at every institution, and it signifies your commencement from this chapter to the next, and it's called moving the tassel. But at the University of La Verne, we don't just move our tassel from the right to the left, we move our tassel from our head to our heart, because this signifies that you will always be alumni of the University of La Verne. Please join me in moving your tassel from your head to your heart, from your right to your left. Congratulations, graduates. Graduates, please remain standing. And I ask your family, your friends, your relatives to please stand as well. Face your family, your friends, your relatives, and show them how you feel. And as you all remain standing, I ask you to face forward and face the stage as you're standing. And now I ask the trustees, the staff, the faculty, the administration to please rise. And I want to personally thank the faculty, the staff, the administration, the trustees. If it were not for them, your education would not be the quality that it is. They loved you, they care for you, they educated you, they are sending you forth. Family, friends, graduates, please thank everybody who has helped you on this journey. And now you can be seated. In preparation for closing, before we gets dark, I would like to call up Associate Provost Roy Kwan. This has been such a joyful day in honor of every one of you. I look forward to seeing you in October at our homecoming. Our paths will definitely cross again. Professor Kwan, Vice Provost Kwan.
Thank you. I got it here. So at commencement, the university has the tradition of honoring university members that make a difference at Laverne with their distinctive service and contributions to our community. Their heartfelt spirit and service is why these individuals are chosen to ring the spirit bell at the end of the alma mater. The College of Arts and Sciences would like to continue its tradition of bestowing the honor on individuals who have made significant contributions to the college over time. Dr. Giddy Amini, and I thought I saw her, oh, she was right there. Associate Professor of Political Science is being recognized for being a brilliant and student-centered faculty member for so many years. Yep, that's right. Dr. Amini makes a positive difference in every single day for our students, faculty, and staff. She encourages and empowers her students, and they know she cares. Thank you, Giddy, for your passion and dedication in serving the University of Laverne community. Congratulations. The alma mater, performed by Kate Correnti, concludes our ceremony. We invite you to join us in singing the alma mater. Words and music are located at the back of your program. At the end of the alma mater and spirit bell, please be seated for the recessional. Graduates, on behalf of the Alumni Advisory Board and Alumni Relations, please find a gift bag under your chair as a reminder that you are now a Leo for life.
I think they stand for the alma mater, so you might want to ask them to
Okay, got it. You guys heard that, right? Oh, please stand.
There's a dear favored spot that shall never be forgot, for its memories will linger for aye. Near the mountains it lies, 'neath the bluest of skies. 'Tis Laverne with its friends true and gay. In Laverne we believe, and a portion we leave of ourselves that shall never depart. For whate'er may betide, there a joy will abide in a dear favored spot in each heart. Alma mater to you, each alumnus is true. Every heart beats a tribute of love, as it goes but to give and in service to live for the truest and noblest above. How we cherish your lore and your emblems adore. We'll be faithful and loyal to you. With the shield of the right, there is courage and might. Alma mater, Laverne, we are true.